Hello and welcome to day 5 of my 1 month game dev challenge. Today I think we're just creating some things for the world, and let's not waste any time and dive right into it. I already have some trees there. I do not know what trees they are because these are pre-made trees I made some time ago. I think it was like last year or something like that. And yeah, I just want to check out if this is working to get these in the game, but I think they're totally okay. So let's just create the environment a bit. Let's turn this by 4 or multiply it by 4, and then just create the materials for it. So I just create a new folder, calling it materials. Now let's remove the A, materials, and just create a new material. I just call it, I don't know, ground grass. And then I really would like to have it a bit more of a happy green, something like that. We do not want to have it metallic, so it is not that smooth. And I think this should do it already. Let's try it out. Yes, kinda seems good. Maybe a bit darker. And then we also maybe want to have it textured. But we do that later. Just like everything else. It's kind of a running gag now. And also, we want to add the trees to the ground and add a cool skybox for that. I just import all of that and then cut it so the video is a bit more condensed. So there we go. I just imported some textures for the ground and also the skybox. So I just have to set the default skybox to our new one. And I think this one is great. What do we want to set it? No, I think this is okay. So this is our new skybox. I really like that. Of course, we maybe need to have some kind of borders, to have it more, how do you say, more realistic. But I think this is really this time something for the future. This time I really just want to get a bit of the look beautified, and I think this is totally okay. So oops, that's the wrong one. I want to have this one as the tiling offset. I think you can see this, that there's a pattern in it, but we might want to blend it later with other textures. But for now, I think this is okay. So let's make sure to have some models in here in the world. Let's add some trees here and there. So it doesn't have to look really, really gorgeous. It should just make the world come a bit more alive. So we now have like a small world, and we now can check this out. Nice. The camera is not that good. I have the freelook camera where I'm looking at the character, and this is not good because you see, if I want to shoot, the camera goes down and it always looks to the player. It's okay, but I maybe need to change the rings a bit so this is working, because I just need to look all the way up to shoot at targets, and this is not good because if I watch the character as it is now, I'm shooting at the ground, and this is not that good. So this is the status quo that we want to change right now. We want to have the gun in the hand, and we also want to have the pickup a bit more tidied up. So let's do that right now. This is the sniper, and I also want to lay the scar on the ground. So we got here 2 weapons. Oh, I think the box collider is missing. Or is it? I think so. So let's add the box collider to the child, and then copy and remove this and add the component to the parent. Let's see if this is working. Nice. We love that. Okay. So we got the sniper and the scar here. And now we want to remove, we want to remove the weapon from the player. Nice. So we might also want to add this to that, and also want to add this to the parent. Nice. Yeah, and the 180 degree also. There we go. Okay, and now we can delete the weapon scar in this hand and say to the player, okay, this is the parent where we want to instantiate the weapon. For that, I think it is cool to create something like, how do we want to call it? Inventory or weapon controller, weapon manager. I don't know. I call it weapon manager. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Probably it's bad because you do not want to have a manager on a player script. So I think I remove this again and use the weapon manager for something else. But this is the weapon controller. I think this is okay. So while this is loading, I just want to open up here the weapon controller and start to write some code. So we want to have a serialized field where we have the current parent. So I call this the weapon parent. And then I will have a function here called equip public void equip weapon. And this maybe could be a weapon SO. And there we say, okay, I want to have the child of the weapon, get child, and we want to delete the child. We want everything that is the child of the weapon parent destroyed. So we say destroy get child. So now we know that the that the transform has no children, sorry, but we want to check before that the weapon parent has children, not that we get an index error right away here. So we just check if the child count is above 0. Then we might also want to just destroy everything for int I equals 0 while I is smaller than weapon parent counts, and then we just want to destroy everything. Yeah, I think this is the best way to make sure that there are no children in this transform. And then we just say, okay, we want to instantiate the world object, weapon prefab, with a weapon parent transform as a parent, and also want to make sure the position there is 0. So we have a new vector 3. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just a vector 3.0. We want the quaternion to be the identity of it, and then have the weapon transform at the end as a parent. And I think this will do. So let's just jump right to the weapon world identity and say, okay, if it's the world weapon, I'm sorry. If there's a world weapon controller, sorry, then we want to equip it weapon controller, and then we want to pick it up or equip right away, because we might want to have a pickup for an inventory system or something like that. But let's just check if this is what we want. I do not think that this is working right away, because we want to have a reference to our player controller. And then we might want to have it in the awake function, that we say, okay, the player controller we want to get from our game object right away. And if this is instantiated, we then want to pass it as the new weapon. I say we create a new function called useWeapon and pass this weapon scriptable object to this function, and then we can delete the pickup function, in my opinion. So we just call this useWeapon and then use weapon, and then we get the weapon name. So this should make sure that we pick up the weapon, equip the weapon, and have the graphics or the mesh spawned right into the arms of this character. Before that, or before we start testing it, we want to drag this transform in the variable field, and let's just test it out right now. And I hope it is working on the first try. You see, I have not any weapon in my hand. And then I just walk over this weapon. Nice. I have a sniper, but the sniper wasn't spawned correctly. But I already know why this is the case. Because this, I think, is the world space, but we want the local space. So I would say that we just create it this way, that we just say, okay, we spawn the weapon as a child of this parent, and we get the weapon object here as a result, and then say, okay, weapon object dot transform, and then this is super important, local position equals to vector 3.0, and the same stuff is for the local rotation, and there we have the quaternion identity, or is there something like quaternion 0? I don't know. I think EULA is okay. Vector 3.0. So I think this should fix the problem I had. Let's see. But this is like every programming session. You write some code, test it, and in the most cases the first try is not working. But it's okay. Let's see if the second approach is working. And you see right away I got the sniper in my hand, and then I go over the scar, and okay, this was my fault, because this is not a trigger. So we set the scar as a trigger, and now when we walk over the scar, this cannot be destroyed. Okay, but it's good to know that the sniper weapon cannot be destroyed. Okay, this is a pretty simple one, because this is the child transform, but we want the game object. Okay, fair enough. But I think with this little fix, our system is quite good. Of course, we have to check if we have capacity to carry weapons and stuff like that. But this is just to set or to equip the weapon to the player. And I think this is working right now as intended. You see when I walk over the other. Okay, I should change that not in play mode. But it's okay. And now I have the scar in my hand. And now if I shoot here, it gets shot down immediately. Nice. So this is working. This is fine. And I think this is quite good. I would really like to add something like a zoom or scope function. And yeah, I think this is what we're doing next here right away. So let's just add another Cinemachine camera, but therefore I just create an empty object and call this cameras to organize it here a bit, and also to make it a bit more organized. I have the world stuff, and I put the stuff in here, another empty game object, trees, and I'll just move them in this empty game object. And the ground, with the ground, there it is, to the world. And now we're a bit, better to go. And now I'll just create a new game object. I want to have it, kind of like, a zoom camera. The problem is, do we want to have it as a third-person camera, like now, and just switch between those? So when I say, okay, this is the aim cam, and then I'll just say, okay, I just want to have the radius doubled or something like that. I do not think that this is the thing we want to aim for. Pun not intended. I have a quick look how I did this long ago in other projects, and be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I thought, okay, I did this a lot of different. So I just created a new camera, and I think this is a camera setup for the Cinemachine. So we might want to refactor or even remove the initial camera we had here. So the the first episode from day one is obsolete, but that's it. Fast refactoring this time. So I add a new virtual camera, and I think this is the third person camera. And I say, okay, we want a follow transform. This is the player. Where it is, there it is. And then we might want to have the field of view at 40. It's okay. Transitions, let's have it as none. We might want to refactor this later, and want to have it as a third person camera. Yes, let's see if this is already working, or maybe we have to adjust some things, like every time. Okay, I have to remove this one. So this is our new camera, and I think this looks quite similar, but I think now we have the advantage that we can use some of these super special body transforms. And so we can say, okay, we want to have the shoulder offset at 0.5 or no? Why isn't this working? Oh, the aim camera, I'm sorry. This also has to be done. And now this is, you see, this is the way I want it. You see, this is a bit, wrong. But now you see, I have a bit more of a free look. Of course, the body is complete bad. So let's just say it's -2. X is at 1. And then we can see something like this, and this is much better, I think. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's much better. And now we can also have a quick look on how it's maybe working with different camera settings. Okay, I still need to add some stuff, but this is much better than the old one. Hello, I'm back, and I adjusted some things. To be honest, I just copied some stuff from my project that I already had in place. But I want to show what I've done. So I deactivated the initial cameras, and I think I can delete them as well, and have a new camera. It is a virtual camera. I have now a Cinemachine target, which I added to my player. It is here above the player, and then I drag and dropped it to follow this target. The body, I think I can reduce the height of the camera again, and then added some code in here. What did I do? I just added a new action called look. We can take a look here. This is just a look action with a delta pointer, and then I have two processors, the inversion of the y-axis and the scaling of both of them, that it's not that hard on this machine. So the values are not that great, and the rotation of the camera isn't that hard. And then I have in the late update where the whole camera handling stuff is just some some functionalities so that I can smoothly change the rotation of my camera. These comments are made by the Unity starter input assets. I think that's the correct name. You can find it when you go to the asset store and search for Unity starter input assets. I have struggles to spell it out correctly every time. And then you'll find something like this, and this pretty much helps to set up a quite good third-person controller. And yeah, that's already it. Let's see if this is working as intended. And you see, this is much better now. I can just shoot, not looking at the ground like last time. And now I can just get this weapon and start shooting. So now let's just implement the aim camera that we wanted to do in the first place. So I just copy my third-person camera and call it aim camera. And I fixed this little typo in here. It's not a third person, it is a third person camera. Nice. So the aim camera is actually exactly the same, but we want to have this kind of a bit nearer to the player. So we want to have it like, I don't know, 20. I think 20 is enough, but we want to have this dynamically. So what I mean with that, I want to first get the body correct. So I think to shoot this, I think we're good to go to have it at the center, and have it a bit nearer. Is this good? No, this is not good. What I mean with all of that, we want to use the information we got in our scriptable object. So I think we can deactivate this in the first place and create a new script calling it camera manager. So now we have the camera manager. Oh my god, it's so hard to spell it out loud. So and this camera manager is a singleton, or will be a singleton, so then we have access to it from everywhere. How do we achieve this? Well, we just say, okay, this is a public static camera manager. and we name it instance. And in the wake function, we say, hey, if this instance is 0, then we want to say, okay, the instance is this. So we now can everywhere say, like in here, for example, when we want to attack, we can say, okay, the camera manager dot instance, and now we can do some stuff in here. But at first we want to create a new input action. I call this aim action, and also want to create all of that again, calling this aim action, and then I'll just stupidly paste this everywhere, and I say on aim started and on aim stopped. So let's just copy these two, and then I'm saying here on aim started and then on aim stopped. Nice. What do we want to do in here? We want to activate our aiming camera, and on the other part we want to deactivate our aiming camera. So how do we do that? We just say, we call the camera manager, the instance of it, and now we want to say, okay, we want to set the aim camera to true, or set, how do we call it, set enable aim camera, and then we say true. And on the other side we say false. Maybe it is better to say activate aim camera. Oh my god, with naming, I have so much problems with just easy namings every time. I think set aim camera is enough. I'm sorry. Set aim camera true, and then set aim camera false. So we want to create a new function, call it public void set aim camera, and then have a bool here to is active. And then easily we can have these serialized fields here. Private game objects. The first one for the aim camera and the second for the third person camera. We maybe just want to have it also as a virtual camera, and then just get the game object of it. So we say aim camera dot game object set active, and then the is active. And on the other hand, we also want to have all other or the third person camera in this case to not say is active. So we make sure that we can toggle between these two cameras. So let's see if this is working as intended. So with the camera manager here, and then we drag and drop the third person camera and the aim camera into these variable fields. And then when we aim, we should, where it is, we should set the camera to true and to false. But we do not want to forget to create this aim action because I just copied from here. So we need to find the action aim, and to find it, we need to have it, and we can have it when we create it. So let's just have Unity reload all these assets and then go in my player inputs and create a new action calling it aim. I need to turn off this whole reloading stuff. It really annoys me. I'll just turn this autosave off. So then we actually can copy it from attack. We want to have it as a button like in here, and we say, okay, the left mouse button is left mouse button, Wow. And then we want to have the right mouse button here. The right mouse button. And yeah, that's it already. And this should already work. So let's reload this thing again and see if the camera gets activated. So I'm pressing the right mouse button and you see it is working. Of course, the transition is super duper slow, but it is working indeed. And this is nice. Of course, we want to check, hey, does the character have a gun in his hand? So without a gun, it is not working to zoom. And also we want to make it, we want to get the information from our scriptable object. So in this case, we just easily want to, have the transition speed with about like, I think 0.2 seconds. Let's see if this is working or if this is too quick. I think it's good. It's good. Okay, so we have 0.2 seconds for our blending. And now in our weapon controller, or I think it's the player controller, we want to check if we have a weapon in our hand. And if we want to, if we have a weapon, if weapon is unequal null, then this is possible. The same is true for our stopping action. Nice. So now we also want to set the scope of this, and we just pass in the weapon, the current weapon for that. We do not need this for the aim camera. But let's easily have it here. Or a better one is to just have a float here and pass in the FOV. Yeah, that's how I spell it. Because we do want to separate the game logic with or business logic with weapons and stuff like that, and some information. So we need to calculate this stuff. So we have a float FOV, and we want to multiply it by what is the scope strength? Let's see again what what cows did I implement here. Where it is? Where are the models? There it is. Scope strength. Okay, I have to look at one example like the SCAR or the sniper to see what values I entered there, to see in which room we're talking about. So let's see. Prefabs, weapon. So SCAR has a scope strength of 2, so times 2, I guess, and the scope strength of the 8. We have the FOV. That's how I. Oh my god. As default in our third person camera. So I want to have it here as a default value. So how do we do it? We have a private float with a default FOV, and we want to set it right away in the awake function to the value of the third person camera FOV. So is this possible to get this from here? No. But why? Is there any Maybe it's the lens. Okay, it's the lens, I think. Field of view. That's it, what I want. Nice. So we got the field of view in here for the default. Yeah. And we now want to set the aim camera for that. So the aim camera dot lens dot field of view is equal to the rate we're wanting this to have. So as lower the FOV number is, the nearer you can, or the farther you can look, or the more near you are to the target you want to see. So that is that we want to reduce the size by the weapon scope. Yeah, weapon scope is okay. So if we have a 2 in here, then our 40, which is our default right now, is equal to 20. So we double the scope of this view. And if we have the sniper with a 4 times look, then you see, okay, there's 10, and 10 is even more near to the target you want to see. So what do we want to create here? We want to refactor this to make it work, and this is easily 0, and we want to make sure that if this is a 0, that we do not want to have it, because anything divided by 0 is a mathematical error, and we do not want this. So if the weapon scope is bigger than 0, then this should be in place. So I'm kind of excited if this is working. So let's find it out. But before, I want to finally activate the trigger on the scar laying around. So let's find it out. What the aim camera FOV is. So let's have it here. We have the sniper, so it should be 10, I think. What's 5? Did I made a mathematical error in here? No. It's I see why, because the default was 20, but we have the default as 40. So we maybe want to also directly have the lens set at the start of it. This should be good to have a dynamic. So we can say, okay, if the field of view is at 60 with our default camera, we might want to have the aim camera also at 60. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, right now it's also 60. Nice. So let's get the sniper. So this should be 7.5. Nice. And now let's pick up another one, the scar. Let's see, this is 30. Nice. So this is working. You see it here. And we got this scope mechanism with different weapons in place, so we can move on with something more exciting next time. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then please hit the like button. If you do not hit if you do not like the video, then please hit the dislike button and write me in the comments what I can improve. And if you do not want to miss any updates on this 1 month game dev journey or challenge, or on my game Azaryia, which is my main project currently, then please hit the subscribe button, and then we'll see us next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.